What's it like for you, minute before you go on the air? You know you got the country sitting down, essentially, getting ready to
It's
watch
a
and
rush.
listen to you.
It's a rush. I mean, it's it's something that you can't succumb to that voice in your head that's telling you, hey, in 45 seconds you're about to be on in front of 120 million people. If you did, it's like, and I've joked about it, when somebody says, hey, whatever you do, don't look down, people look down. Hey, this is a really hot plate, don't touch it.
Right.
You touch it, and you cannot give in to that voice because it would just lock you up. And you have to kind of just act your way through the opening stages. And once the game starts, you feel like you're doing a game. But the acting part of it beforehand and that stupid stand-up where the two announcers are talking that nobody's ever listened to in the history of the world
Right.
is actually really an intimidating part of the process.
Joe Buck here on the Rich Eisen Show. If I'm not mistaken, it is also the second consecutive Super Bowl you're calling coming off of a Game 7 of World Series you also called. I do believe that happened the last time, too. You called Game 7 of Royals and Giants.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And then you called the game in New York City between Manning and the Seahawks. I tell you this all the time. I mean, like Kurt Gowdy, I think, is the only other human being that called a Game 7 in a Super Bowl in the same season. And then you're coming off of an all-time great with the Chicago Cubs, too.
Yeah, I just
You're on a
don't
roll,
know.
Joe, is basically what I'm pointing out right here.
It's been a crazy year. And, then the book came out, and that's
right.
done well.
Lucky
and
bastard.
Lucky bastard.
Speaking of which, how was your conversation with Stern the other day?
Great. It was... I think
that's bucket list stuff, Joe.
It took
Right
some
there.
convincing to get him to agree to interview for an hour and 10 minutes a person he'd probably never heard of.
Right.
And he's not a sports fan.
No, he's not.
But we have a lot of parallels. I mean, our dads were both kind of in the business. My dad, an announcer, his dad, a radio engineer. He got married young. He had daughters. I did the same. We're both on our second wife. Mine, thanks to you.
And that's where you and Stern part ways.
Then
I
that's
had
it.
nothing to do with
You were
him.
not there for he and Beth,
I was-
contrary to popular belief.
You
But
have a fart man character that you.
What's that?
You have a fart man character as well.
No,
I do
that
have a
you like
fart
to
man
portray?
character,
Yeah.
and I do have kind of the assless,
Assless
tights thing.
chaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I will never. I don't wear them in public, but around the hotel room preparing for the Super Bowl, I will throw those on,
Attaboy.
just to relax.
Why not?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.